Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Bharat, CK, Kumar, Nitin, Sunil, Swaroop, Sayed, Shubhani, Venkat, and Lakshmi. I hope everyone is able to hear me and you are able to watch my screen. Can you please ping me on chat window, everyone? Yes, thank you, Kumar. Thank you very much. So this is the demo for an Blue Prism as well as for UiPath. The combination both we are going to offer. Anyone is from non-RPA background here? Anyone is new to the RPA? Can you please ping me immediately? You are looking for Blue Prism or UiPath? Okay, Swaroop Sunil is from, you are looking for UiPath, Nitin? Fine. Sunil Kumar and frame. I'm looking for both. It's good. Yes, Kumar, no problem. RTL online training, we are providing the training for RPA, entire suite. Okay, both UiPath, Blue Prism, and Automation Anywhere. Sure, Venkat, you are also from RPA. New for both, and you are looking for Blue Prism training. Sure, Swaroop, you are also from non-RPA. Very good. Very good. Fine. Looking for UiPath, Bharat. Sure. For any dedicated training for architect level. Kumar, yes, you are looking for an architect level. Yes, sure. We are going to provide that level. But most of the things like, RPA developer, by end of the session, we are going to provide whatever information is required to apply as an architect or to work as an architect. Okay. Venkat, you are not able to watch my monitor. Please, Venkat, log out and log in. Sure, Kumar, as you are already experienced in mainframes and 10 years, it is always great to have these things in this. Sure, fine, do it. Okay. So when we are talking about this particular RTL online training, we are offering the RPA. We are offering the RPA. RPA is mainly robotic process automation. I'll just quickly go through it. What is RPA in another 10 to 15 minutes? You will get an idea what is RPA here. It is. It seems it's taking time to open it. Fine, not a problem. Meanwhile, it seems there is some problem with PowerPoint presentation. Meanwhile, We'll go through with the notepad. So first we'll talk about what is RPA. RPA stands for Robotic Process Automation. Robotic Process Automation. So robotic is nothing but a mimic like an human on top of the business application. For example, let's say you have a client called MRF Corporation. We know MRF is one of the manufacturing sector in India who are having some hundreds of branches and thousands of employees working across in India. Okay, and to maintain their business transactions, day-to-day transactions, they might have installed some SAP or Microsoft products, or maybe Java products, or maybe some web applications or .NET framework applications, or maybe some Oracle products they are using. Okay, so to maintain their entire business transactions, so they are into SAP or Microsoft or Java and Oracle. But now what client is telling that there are multiple entries are required day-to-day transactions, dual entry in the applications, Maybe they will be using mainframes also. Okay, so nowadays every client is using multiple applications. Okay, multiple applications. Whenever they would like to go for enter their business transactions, they might be using some multiple applications. Okay, so who are working on the top of this applications? The client employees are working. Means the end users and super users. What they are performing day-to-day transactions, repetitive tasks and rule-based and lengthy business flows. Like this. So whatever human is performing on the top of the application, now the client has decided to go for use the IT robots instead of the human workforce. And the client has says that IT robots. So what are that IT robots? That's called an automation. Automation is an process which is done by the robot without any human interference. So here your client is using the employees, humans on the top of the application. In the place of employees, now client has decided to go for the IT robots uses. Okay, so in that scenario, the RPA tools comes into the picture. So RPA stands for our robotic process automation. As I told, robotic means mimic like a user, like click, navigations, browse, open, close. This all, whatever operations human is doing, that is going to mimic by the robot. And process is nothing but a sequence of meaningful steps which are performed by the employee. Sequence of meaningful activities or a sequence of meaningful steps performed by an employee. Okay, so for example, let me show you how the sequence of steps. One employee job is like this. Let's say he will go connect to the server. After that, he will download the files, invoices generated by system. And after downloading the invoices, read the invoices and launch the application. After launching the application, then he is going to enter the invoice details in the system, and finally he'll go for approve it and send an email to the administrator or manager, and finally close the task. So this is one business process. Okay, so this process is doing right now an employee, and it's taking time, and also it is not having much efficiency when they are trying to enter multiple options. Here it is. Okay, so now the client has decided to use the robot in the place of human workforce. They would like to go for digital workforce. So the digital workforce is nothing but a digital workforce are nothing but IT robots. So in the place of human robots, we would like to have digital workforce. Okay. So these steps can be performed by the IT robot instead of humans. Okay. So that may be the SAP, or it may be a Microsoft, or it may be a mainframes, or any business application your client might be using. Maybe some web applications they are using, maybe some .NET framework applications they are using. It may be any one of that. Okay, so that's the basically the process. This process is done by the humans. We call it as a manual process, and it is done by the robot. We call it as RPA, robotic process automation. Okay, so is everyone is clear what exactly the RPA? What we are trying to do in RPA. So my PowerPoint presentation is not populated. Here it is. Otherwise, we could have gone through with the presentation file. Just guys, give me a couple of minutes. I'm just trying to convert. If it is okay, it will be very good. You can easily. Fine. So these are the nothing but these are the meaningful steps are nothing but we call it as process. We call it as process. So process is done by the human, that we call it as manual, and if at all we are going to do it without human interference, we call it as automation. We call it as automation. Robotic process automation here. Robotic process automation. Here it is. Okay. So what are the RPA tools we have in the market right now? So we have more than 20 tools in the market. Like we have Automation Anywhere, and we have Blue Prism, we have UiPath, we have Work Fusion, we have OpenSpam. Like this, we have Nice. Like this, number of tools are available in the market which are related to the RPA. So by using all these tools, we can develop the IT robots. By using all these tools, we can go for development of IT robots. Okay. So these are the RPA tools which will be used to develop the IT robots. So we can use Automation Anywhere, or we can use Blue Prism, or we can use UiPath, Work Fusion, OpenSpam, and Nice, like this. So out of this, first three are very important. In fact, it is proved tools. Most of the clients are using in the world Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism, and UiPath. These three are the tools. So look at here, UiPath and Automation Anywhere and Blue Prism. So which tool is preferable? And all the tools are same, but whenever we are presenting, for example, one client has decided to implement the RPA, so which tool will give the preference? Which tool will give the preference? In that scenario, the two things will come, FOR, BOR. FOR stands for front office robots. FOR stands for front office robots. BOR stands for back office robots. Back office robots. Front office robots are nothing but which are running on your local machine. For example, client says that I have an application like this, business application. My application is going to be entered here only. So I don't have any remote system. My application is on the desktop. Okay. So if the requirement is a robot should work on the desktop, in that scenario, it call it as a front office robot where human interference also required. Where interference also is required. Okay, that's called front office robots. So front office robots are nothing but the robots which are executed on the desktop, without any virtual machine, or without any of this Citrix environment, without any remote desktop like this. Okay. If client says that my application is working on the Citrix environment, means like it's working on the remote desktop like this. So if client says that my application is there in the virtual machine, here my application is there. Okay. So here is my application is running, and our tool is here on the local machine. Here is my tool, RPA tool is here. This is my Blue Prism RPA tool. From here, I am trying to automate. My application is here. Then how can you interact with this application? That's the case. That is what we call it as a back office robots. So front office robots and back office robot, two things we have. Okay. So front office robots are nothing but which are running on your local machine, your application and other things are running here itself. Okay. And back office robots are nothing but unattended. Means we cannot access the application directly because it is not running on our local machine, which is running on the virtual environment. Maybe it is a Citrix environment, or it may be a, it may be a VMware, or it may be a remote desktop. Here itself, I can show you another one. This is also another virtual environment, VMware. Okay. So, and this is another VMware. So this is another remote desktop, or maybe it is a cloud. It is a cloud system. So like that. So if we want to automate these applications, back office robots we call it. So robots, when we are developing, two types mainly, front office robots and back office robots. Okay. Here Blue Prism is preferable for back office robots. Blue Prism is preferable for back office robots. UiPath is preferable for front office robots. And Automation Anywhere is okay for both back office robots as well as front office robots. But Automation Anywhere has got some production issues in the market right now. Whenever the client is looking out at the huge production level, a lot of issues we are getting. And these two are stabilized. UiPath is especially last 6 months, if we look at, in 2016, UiPath has got only 100 clients across the world. Now they have in 2000, end of the 2017, end of the 2017, they got around 700 clients. Means 7 times their product has reached the clients. Here it is. They have reached the clients. It is here. It is. Okay. So this is a very good feedback from the clients. They got it. Like UiPath is for front office robots, and Blue Prism is proved and technology last 2 to 3 years, almost 3 years. Every client is using the Blue Prism, especially banking clients and insurance clients, domain in sector. They are exclusively using the Blue Prism, which has got more security tool and more stability in the production environment and all. Okay, so these are the two tools mainly, and Automation Anywhere also we cannot forget about this. This is also one of the approved tool, but compared to Blue Prism and UiPath also, this is okay. Okay, so at this point of time in the market, if we want to apply as RPA developer, obviously now they are expecting at least two tools. For example, if I go for a job site in India, okay, and if I'm searching for an RPA developer here, you can see that at least two tools they are expecting: Blue Prism or UiPath, Blue Prism or Automation Anywhere. Okay, so this is like sometimes only UiPath. Here it is. Sometimes 3 options. Sometimes only UiPath. So it's my best suggestion is go ahead with at least two tools, but it's not an complexity. Once you learn one tool, it's not like you cannot go for the other one. You can easily learn the second one. You can easily learn the second one, because the moment when you start practicing the second tool, you will come to know it. Okay, this was option in Blue Prism, and this was the option in UiPath and Automation Anywhere. So RTL Technologies has recognized that nowadays, the jobs are running on this. That's why we started offering two tools. One is UiPath training and Blue Prism, and Automation Anywhere also we are providing the videos. Whoever has enrolled for UiPath and Blue Prism, and that regarding, please talk with Mr. Naresh, who is the coordinator. I hope you have Naresh number. 709-333-9062. Mr. Naresh will give the complete information. This particular batch, what we are going to do is a Blue Prism. First will be started and UiPath. And UiPath we are going to cover. Both Blue Prism, it takes 18 working hours. UiPath, it takes 18 working hours total. Two tools we are going to take it, and weekly 6 hours we are taking, Monday to Saturday. Okay, so and 3 weeks it's going to take. Here it is, and we are responsible to provide you the best training and also software and installation, and we'll be creating the WhatsApp group for doubts, as we are connecting in virtual environment, right? We all are connecting in virtual environment. We know that, like, when you are practicing, if you get any doubts, how we have to share, and every day session will be recorded and shared. Every day session will be recorded and shared across the Gmail IDs. You can download in your system at any point of time. You can play it and go ahead multiple times. You can go through it and all. Okay, this. So, and we will be providing you the project. Let me show you the syllabus of this Blue Prism. Please enter any doubts here. Anyone would like to talk with me, please. Today, actually, what happened, I'm not able to open my Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. That's the reason we are not able to go through visually. But anyway, the same information I'm covering. Same information I'm covering with the manual by typing in the notepad. This is the syllabus of the Blue Prism, which is taking. Almost we'll be talking about all RPA developer as a Blue Prism RPA developer, what are the required here. Calculations part and working with different email automations, working with multiple Windows applications, credentials, okay. Surface automation, which is very important. Just now we talked about virtual environment, right? And we'll be talking about the user's roles, match index and breaking points. Yes. What are the prerequisites required if I want to learn? If I want to learn RPA, what are the prerequisites, right? VB script, C#, basic programming knowledge. And we are ready to provide some VB script and C#. Mr. Ankiredi, who is the part of our training, so we will take care of these two scripts because some people may not be having much skills on this area. Okay, so we'll be talking about that also. That person will take care of that. It is. Anyone is having doubts here? Other than this, if you know the basic skills of what is variable and what is if statement and what are loops, concept, then you are eligible. If you say, I don't have any idea about even these three concepts also, then it's difficult to learn the RPA tool. We don't write any programming here. We don't write any programming here. We don't write any coding. 90% of the automations will be done without writing the code, drag and drop options. Okay, maybe 5 to 10%. Sometimes if the RPA tool is not having that feature, if RPA tool doesn't have that feature, then obviously we have to write a script and go ahead with that. We have to write a script and go ahead with that. Okay, so there the programming skills are required. Otherwise not required. Otherwise not required. Okay. Yes, Kumar, which tool will be good life in future and both the tools training parallelly which? Yes, Kumar, first will be completing the Blue Prism. Okay, so first we'll be completing the Blue Prism, then we'll start with the UiPath. I prefer or I will recommend to go ahead with the Blue Prism as well as the UiPath. Okay, two tools are required. It's mandatory. Two tools are required. It is mandatory here. We must go through both the tools, any one of the combination. Automation anywhere also it is fine. Just now I have shown you a couple of job openings in the market, right? Sometimes, but now UiPath has came up very aggressively last 1 year, as I told. Okay, so that's one of the beauty of UiPath. Like if you look at here, this is UiPath. It comes by using UiPath. It's a very graphical tool. By using this, we are able to automate very easily. This has came up. I prefer to go for UiPath and all, and Blue Prism both. Earlier it was okay, sufficient for one tool, either Blue Prism or automation anywhere, but at least now two tools are required in the market. Right now it is. That's the reason we started from this batch only, offering both the tools to the particular batch. Okay. Once we learn, first example, we are starting Blue Prism first, as we have demos these three decisions. Okay. So tomorrow also demo only, and day after tomorrow also demo. Tomorrow I'll be showing you one Blue Prism robot, how to develop one Blue Prism robot and how to do it. Day after tomorrow, I'll show you in UiPath, and then it will be continued. So our first task is a blue prism, which we'll be completing, and after that UiPath, and then automation anywhere. If someone required, then please contact Mr. Naresh. He will be providing you the complete information about that. Okay. Here is going to be our options here. So any doubts, remaining people, anybody who would like to talk with me, please raise your hand. You have the option there. So which industry mainly is using this RPA? Which industry mainly is? Mainly banking sector, insurance sector, and whoever it is in healthcare sector. Mainly it is, because the information flow is more linear. Main in that area only it is. Yes, Bharat, the practical experience on the project, what I'll do is, when we are going to talk about here, I'll be explaining 3 to 4 robots, whatever we have done in our project. I may not be able to show you practically the project execution, but I can explain you the requirement, documentation part, and what was the challenges we have faced in the project, and what is our role in the project, and different methodologies which we will be following, like implementation process and all I'll be explaining. But the reason why we are not able to show you practically is, whatever application we have used in the project, we don't find the access to that, right? So that's the reason. But we will be covering the entire project, how we are going to do it theoretically. It is different steps, right from requirement gathering, designing, building, and testing, and user acceptance test, as well as after that support. Okay, so any software, any RPA project cycle, first it will start with requirement gathering. After requirement gathering, then designing part, then building and testing, After that, user acceptance test. After that, user acceptance test. Then it's going to be support. It's going to be support here. Total 5 stages we will find RPA cycle. Okay. So in the requirement gathering, who will involve? In the requirement gathering, who are going to involve in the project? So in the requirement gathering, if we look at, or if we watch carefully, process lead and architect. Process lead and architect, solution architect, are going to involve in the requirement gathering. It may take a couple of weeks, week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. Okay. Process lead and solution architect. What process lead and solution architect will do is, they'll give the project complete idea, and first they'll try to understand the client application, whatever application client whatever client is using. Maybe they are using SAP or mainframes or whatever it is. Okay, so that's going to be the option the client is going for. We are going to gather the requirement and then design the robots. Just now I given a very simple robot, right? This is like the sequence of steps which we have to perform it here. Okay. So after that, then the developer will be entering. RPA developers means we are going to enter it. As a developer, RPA developer, we are going to enter here. It is RPA developer, we are going to enter here. It is. Okay. So RPA developers are going to build the robots. RPA developers are going to build the robots. Then who will design in the initial stages? Architect. Solution architect is going to design. Process lead is nothing but a project manager. Whoever is delivering this obviously will be there. It will be their continuation process here. Continuation process here it is. Okay. Then RPA developers are going to build the robots and test the robots. After that, user acceptance test, and then finally support also required. Support also required. Okay. That's those are different levels of the project. Different levels. This requirement gathering and designing part, I will explain theoretically. I will be explaining theoretically because this requirement gathering and designing is mainly understand the client's requirement and prepare the documentations. I'll explain theoretically. These two steps we are going to do it practically. We are going to build the robots, we are going to test the robots, and finally user acceptance test. Obviously, support is required for any RPA project, right? Support in the sense, for example, we developed 10 robots and we given it to the client, and clients are running those robots day-to-day activities. When the robots are running, sometimes errors will be shown, or sometimes performance issue, maybe some wrong entries, or maybe robots has got struck up. This type of issues will be coming that we are supposed to rectify the things. Okay. Then we have to provide the support to the client. There the things comes into the picture. Yes, these are different 5 stages. Any doubts here? Please enter in chat window, and if you would like to talk with me, please raise the hand. Yes, Kumar, certification is not mandatory, but yes, we are going to give the support for certification. Okay, UiPath is free of cost, certified. We will provide you the course completion certificate from RTL online training. We will provide you the course certification training. And but when it comes to the Blue Prism, that only the people has to pay some, I think it is around $100, $100 or $90 cost. Blue Prism. UiPath is a free of cost. We can go ahead with the certification. Then we can, I am ready to provide you the support for that. After completion of our training, you can easily do it. Not a problem. Both the certifications. And more information about certification, you can contact even Naresh also. Will give you the complete path. And Bharat, these all tools you can install in your system. We are going to provide UiPath. We will provide you. It's free. The Blue Prism is licensed one. Yes, we have the license. We will be providing you the licensed software. Okay, we will provide you the license key, and it's a matter of 10 to 15 minutes installation process in your system. Maximum 10 to 15 minutes you can install, and we will provide you the video file also, how to install the software in the system and apply the license key. Then obviously you can go ahead with practice. We will be providing you the support. Okay. Yes, guys, any other doubts? CK, Neelu, Nitin, Prasad, Sunil and Ramesh, Venkat. Raviteja, not required. We'll send you the software, everything through Google Drive. You can easily download directly and go for it. Please provide your email ID and phone number. We will share you the software as well as the demo sessions and also the syllabus. Everything will give the support. You can install yourself, Raviteja. We will give you the video. It's very simple. It takes maximum 10 to 15 minutes installation. Sayed Subani, as I told, testing background people, obviously RPA is going to be very helpful. You might have written some basic scripts, right, in testing. You might have written some basic scripts like VB script or something. That's more than enough here. Yes, yes. That's if you have some basic idea like variables, loops, no, that is more than enough. We are ready to provide you some knowledge on this. Okay. So Prasad, don't worry about it. VB script and C sharp, we have a trainer. We are going to provide you that. Okay, and we will provide you some advanced concepts which regularly used in the project. See, most of our automation things will happen on the files. That's automation files, automation, file transferring, and email automation, and all this area. So obviously, we will be offering you how to work with the VB script. That's our part. We will do it. Here it is. Saeed Subani, don't worry. Prasad, don't worry about the coding part. We are going to give the training on that. Basic whatever is required or for the project point of view will explain you, but you need to have minimum idea of these basic things like what is variable, what is if statements and loops and this all this. Yes, Raviteja, every day you are going to get the recorded videos into your Gmail. No, your Gmail you are going to get. So you have to go to the Google Drive, and there you have to select the option and go to shared with me, and you can find whatever the videos we have shared. You can play it directly or you can download the things into your system. Okay. Kumar, the competition is nowadays is very good for RPA. It is a very starting point for RPA. So most of the people says that there is no calls are a little bit less compared to earlier. Yes, that also I'll agree. The calls are less because now earlier the people were trying without scripting. That's the reason we introduced explanation of VB script and C sharp also in our training, because it is basic things required. Okay, some basic things are required. We are ready to support those things. Lakshmi, the UiPath timings also same, Lakshmi. First, we will be completing the blue prism. Then we will be coming up with the UiPath. Yes. And evening batch is going on. If your time is convenient, you can go ahead with evening. Please talk with Mr. Naresh regarding. If you say evening is not possible, if your time is today, means like morning 6 a.m. IST only, then you have to wait in a week. It will be started. That's no problem. Not required, Lakshmi. Actually, this is a combination of Blue Prism and UiPath. We are planning to go ahead with the options. You can talk with Mr. Naresh. No problem. Naresh will give the complete timing schedule. Yes, exactly, Kumar. The session starts 6 a.m. IST. 6 a.m. IST. It will be started. And the same meeting ID it will be started here. It is. Okay. Fine. Any other doubts are there? This is the Blue Prism tool we are going to work. The Blue Prism tool is developed by the Blue Prism company. Blue Prism company has developed this tool. Okay. This tool is developed by Blue Prism tool. The front end is .NET framework. Front end is .NET framework. Back end is SQL Server. Okay, backend is SQL Server. So in the Blue Prism tool, mainly we are going to use the Studio part. By using the Studio, we are going to build. We are going to build the robots, nothing but a processes. One process is nothing but one robot. Okay, and we have two studios mainly, Object Studio and Process Studio. By using these two, we are going to develop it. And then we are going to have the development of the robots like this. Once we develop the robot, yeah, left side options are available. By using this only, we are going to build the processes. After execution of this entire process, then we are going to upload into the server, nothing but a control row. So architecture of the three tools are same. The basic architecture, either it is Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism, UiPath, all are same. UiPath, all are same. We don't find any difference in architecture wise, but the way we use the options and performance and flexibility and the built-in options were definitely different. The names are different. Here it is. Yes, Galaxy, maximum 2.5 years we can put in RPA, not more than that. Because whatever the tools I am talking right now, all these tools came up around 2 years back. RPA, UiPath, Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism. Okay, so this all came up with around 2 years back. So maximum 2.5 years here we can put, not more than that. Yes, that's what Lakshmi is going on. In the evening, 6 p.m., the batch is going on. Please talk with Mr. Naresh. It's already started around 10 days. That's what Kumar, we can show it around 2+ years. Maximum 2+ years. And earlier experience, you can put up whatever application you are using. Yes, that's what. Before experience, if you are from the developer background, like .NET or framework, something, it is good. If you are from that background, it is good. That's earlier, it was good. The previous experience, if you are from .NET framework and all, it is great. And any other that we can put it like mainframes or any other application. Because RPA, if we want to work, the most of the things which we are working is, the things that will be processes. If we have good idea about the application processes, this will be used. Any IT experience earlier and last 2.5 years or 2 years, we can go ahead with RPA tools. Shubhani, RPA developer only. There is no question of RPA tester. As RPA developer, we have to develop the robots, and obviously we have to go for test the robots. We have to go for test the robots. Both we have to do it. There is no separate position called RPA tester. It's purely RPA developer. Yes, Lakshmi, we are going to have a example tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll give the demo. One robot we will develop. Okay, so I'll show that how the robot will be developed on Blue Prism tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, I'll show it on UiPath. Today is purely theory part, like what is RPA, what are different RPA tools we have. Here it is. Raj, good. That's Blue Prism and UiPath combination is always good. 2 is more than enough. Blue Prism and UiPath, that's more than enough. And Automation Anywhere, we are providing that also. If somebody wanted to have that video tools, videos and all, you can talk with Mr. Naresh. Yes. So 2 is perfectly. Yes, exactly. Yes, complete course only, Kumar. Blue Prism we are going to discuss in depth, and UiPath also we are going to discuss on UiPath completely. And after completion of our training from RTL, then you will go ahead with options of 2+ years of experience in both the tools, and you will be able to face the interview, and you will be able to work in the project also. Yes, Raj, real-time project I am going to explain in our last session, but may not be able to show you practically, but will be explained the entire process, documentation, requirement, resume preparation. In that time, I'll explain what robots we have worked. But whatever the things we are going to discuss, we'll be talking about in our entire session, whatever we work in the project robots. Yes, Raviteja, that's what. We are offering both Blue Prism and UiPath, both the tools now, training. People who are enrolled for both, we are providing the Automation Anywhere video sessions, which are pre-recorded, self-learning videos we are providing. And also, if required, that will be explained. So please talk with Mr. Naresh, he will give the complete guidelines. Okay. So tomorrow we'll be having a demo on the Blue Prism. Demo in the sense practical. Today we talked about only the RPA, different RPA tools, why it is required, what is the market and all. Tomorrow I'll go for practical part of Blue Prism, and day after tomorrow the practical part of UiPath we'll find here. It is. Yes, Raj, please provide your Gmail ID. Our recording session will be shared. Record session will be shared. And if you go to our YouTube channel and search for RTL online training, please subscribe to our training, RTL online trainings here. You can see that the demo session also. But anyway, today's session will be shared. Today's session will be shared to everyone, whoever has provided the email ID in the chat window. Yeah, Blue Prism and automation, Blue Prism and UiPath has got more demand, Raviteja. Yes, Blue Prism. Now the market is expecting that UiPath and Blue Prism both. Okay, fine. Thank you, guys. Let's meet tomorrow on the same meeting ID, and tomorrow will be practical demo of Blue Prism, and day after tomorrow will be practical demo of our UiPath. UiPath will be discussing. Yes, that's what 1.5 month it takes maximum, Raj, for completion of both the tools. It will be 35 working hours. It will be 35 working hours. Both tools will be doing it. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, your valuable time for connection. Let's have a practical demo of Blue Prism tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.